And people, welcome to another episode of the Flex and Rant show, man. It's been a little while, or a week, but still. Yeah. International break, so it's always that kind of, fucking hell, like the international break, so dead. But England been doing all right. But it's Man United talk,
Yeah, we can talk about Man United, but why are the Man United players looking better in the England shirt for
it's
one?
It's always that same story, isn't it? Like what? So many people were saying it on social media when it was happening. Obviously, Jesse scoring twice, Rashford looked good. You got that smug face where you're about to say, it's because of Mourinho, blood. I told you, this is what he does.
Bruv, like, it's self-explanatory, really, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? We're at the stage now. We're at the stage now where it's just painfully obvious to everyone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it is what it is. Jesse looks like a top player. A lot of the players are like, oh, Jesse, like, they chat shit about him when he's in the United shirt, but look at him when he plays for England.
And he plays in a central area. He plays in the midfield three for England.
Because that's his best
position. Or midfield two, should I say? Yeah. And yeah, exactly.
It's his best position down the middle. Right wing. He's not a winger. Jesse down the middle causes problems. You see what Sancho's doing in Germany, blood. You put Jesse Lingard in Dortmund or something, bruv, he'd be looking like a different animal, fam.
But is that overrating him though? Like, ain't Jesse at best like a squad player for us? Bro, you think he can ooze that much? Because sometimes I think he's a bit, I don't know, he hasn't, since he had that wicked bit of form, last year when everything he touched went in the top bins. Remember that he went through that little patch? And he kind of fizzled out. All right, he's been injured most of this season. But like, are we hyping him up too much, or can he be that good?
Bruv, he is that good, but the thing is, when Jesse was scoring those goals, like he had a purple patch. That's all it was. You know what I mean? But he showed what he can do. When he's in a team that perform at a consistently high level, he can pull out performances like that frequently.
Is he the sort of player that then, if we play him consistently, we can win league titles with then?
Bruv, if he got played in his best position in a system that suited him, he's a very valuable player, bruv. Man saw how good Oxlade-Chamberlain looked at Liverpool, Man at Arsenal, they were like, they play Ox down the middle, man banging shots.
In like 12 games, he just looked amazing.
You see what I'm saying? Bro, understand, system is everything. When he was at Arsenal playing right fullback and that, a lot of people didn't see what you saw when he was playing for Liverpool. Bruv, understand the system, and the team, that's a make and break for a lot of players, like the system and where they're playing. You've seen it with so many players. You see Mickey playing down the middle at Dortmund, comes to England, he's getting shifted out to the right wing.
Even at Arsenal, he's on the right as well.
He's not fucking winger, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so system and everything, Jesse down the middle, his running, his movement is beautiful. He can play 1-2 touch football. If he plays in a fluid system, in his best position, he's still a good player.
I think he's a good player. I think Jesse is like maybe one of them players who like, I don't think he'll like ever be like world class.
No, but
do you know what I mean?
But you
don't have to be exactly. I'm not saying you don't have to be to have a great career. Like he's gonna be at Man United for a long time. I envisage, and I think he can be a very good squad player and start a lot of games as well. I just don't know if he can hit like the pinnacle of world football. But like you said, you don't have to be, and he can achieve a lot.
You don't have to hit the pinnacle. I believe if we get a footballing manager that likes to play like fluid football, I think Jesse starts for them, bruv. I think if we get a Poch in, Jesse starts.
But you look at what Gareth Southgate's doing.
If you get a Pep in, Jesse starts. You know what I'm saying? If you get a Klopp in, Jesse starts.
Now, as if they came now.
Them man like them kind of players. Like Jesse could play in a fluid front three, or he could play in the 10, or he could play in the 8 because he's that good. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just that the way we play, it don't suit, man. Like, he was playing above his station and he was bailing us out, scoring like 25-yard strikes when we were playing shit.
Yeah, exactly. Again, moments of individual brilliance, same as last year.
But this is it. That's all it was. All of our success has been built on individual performances, bruv. Like Martial or Zlatan or one of these guys.
Or whoever.
These guys doing something great. That's it. But as a team, we haven't played well together for a very long time.
Like, you've just touched on it there in the Sunday night show. I said we're still a great club because of the size of us and that, but we're just a poor team. We are a poor team.
And we got some good individuals.
We got some good individuals, and someone disagreed with me, and fair enough, that's up to you, and said, nah, we are a great team. We just got the wrong manager. And but what I mean by that is, right now we're not a good team.
There's no cohesiveness.
We're not exactly because we're not the conductor of the orchestra. We might have wicked instruments. We might have the top instruments, the best brass section. Do you know what I'm saying? The top musicians. But if the conductor is doing it wrong, then it's a shit band. It's a shit orchestra.
You're playing the wrong tune, bro. And that's what we're doing at the moment, bro. It's all off key, blood. Like, and that's what it is. And that's not gonna come with Mourinho, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not good at building like good teams. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's good at buying good players, bro. Like, he buys players, innit?
He's even good at that anymore, because look at what he's bought and what we're getting
bro,
off.
his signings have been terrible, but he's building, like, he buys teams, innit? He doesn't build them. That's the difference. As I said, I've done my research on man. He averages 7 signings in his first season. That's almost a new starting 11. He comes into a team, he analyzes what's needed. In his eyes, and then he brings them in. He wasn't afforded that luxury at Manchester United. His first season, he brought in 4 players. One of them was Zlatan on a free. Do you know what I'm saying? If he had it up to him, he would have brought in 8 or 9 players, because that's the kind of guy he is. And you'd have brought in, man, to patch up the thing, boom, 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 win something in the first 3 years and dip. Do you know what I mean? But that's not the project. United's project is a full rebuild. He's never done that anywhere else.
If you're speaking about rebuilding, how much would we have to rebuild if a certain David De Gea doesn't sign a contract and does leave? There's talks that if that was to happen, Jordan Pickford could maybe be in the frame. Before you say, I kind of feel like, obviously, well, we spoke about this before, any replacement on De Gea is obviously a downgrade. Yep. That's true. He's young, he's showing that he's got a bit of mentality about him, he's got a bit about him, he's done well for England. A lot of pressure on him being picked as England #1. Yeah. I think there's better that we could go and buy, but if that was to happen, I'd take Pickford. Would you?
I'd take him, but bruv, he's going to cost a shitload. How much did he cost?
30 M's.
Well, there you go. So he's going to cost us 60 at least. And if they know what we got for De Gea, they're going to put a premium on that shit too.
But can we not? But even if we tried to go and get a Ter Stegen or Oblak, it's still going to be about the same.
If man's getting Pickford, I might as well get Kasper Schmeichel. What's the difference, blood?
Age.
Bruv, goalkeepers mature later anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to, like, if I don't have a keeper that's going to play for us for 10 years, who cares, blood? Look what age we got Van der Sar in. He was past his best, but he's still better than most other people's keepers. Like, Kasper had a banging World Cup. Like, I'll take Kasper before I take Pickford, personally.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he just probably shades it now. Maybe in terms of potential, I think maybe Pickford might shade it, but that's a good little counter there, actually, because Schmeichel's good, and that'll be a sick little twist.
It ain't gonna cost us what it's gonna cost us doing business with Everton for an English player. There's premiums on them, and most of the time they die anyway. Do you know what I mean? You spend loads of money on them, and then they come and they just die, bruv. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Pickford is a good goalkeeper, but like, if man are getting Pickford, that's underwhelming for me. I might as well get Schmeichel. It's underwhelming, but.
But you prefer? Do you think of the sentiment as well? Imagine a Schmeichel coming back. Actually, what are you lot saying? Do you think that'll actually be a good move? Like Schmeichel coming back? Well, I say coming back. Schmeichel, the son of obviously Peter. Like that would be an amazing story if he was to come.
It would be, but I don't think there's no room for sentiment in football. I don't care about that. But he's up there with the best of the rest in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. Like, for me, he's ahead of Pickford. So if I'm looking in the Prem, outside of the top teams, we can't have their keepers. Outside of that, you have to say that Schmeichel's probably the best of the rest. I want to talk about like individuals as well. Keep on this individual players. Let's do a piece about Eric Bailly. I know we've mentioned him in certain shows before, but we've just kind of touched on it. Let's do a bit more in depth on that, because I don't know about you guys at home, and I don't know about you. I'm getting genuinely worried now that he's going to be going through the exit door. He's off, bruv. I feel like he's off, and I'm fuming. I mean, I think it's bullshit. He's clearly our best centre-back. So, with that in mind, if we do end up losing Eric Bailly, that's another one, along with Mkhitaryan, that we brought in, and he's been gone a year after. And then you wonder why the man don't want to give Mourinho money, fam.
Like,
you know, like that? What for?
That was going to be one of the next topics of the show.
Because if we sell Eric Bailly, like, we're not going to get what we spent on him. We're going to be selling him. We're going to be selling him for 25 or 20 million, because we don't sell well anyway.
And then watch him bat it up at an Arsenal or a Tottenham.
That's it. He'll find form and be consistent and be the guy that we know he is.
If we're going to go and get another centre half though, like Koulibaly or not Vertonghen, Toby or
Varane.
Yeah, or
that's
Varane.
The caliber of
exactly. Would that not be as bad than losing Eric?
No, because he's still better than Smalling and Jones. You know what I mean? And he's way younger than them. So we should be looking to get rid of them two and bringing in other men. And even if Eric Bailly is not starting and he's on your bench, he's better to bring in than them two.
100%. I just think it's a typical Mourinho thing, isn't it? Like, I don't get why he hasn't given him the confidence. Like, we've seen with Lindelof, like, he had a torrid start and then was in and out the side. And then Jose just been allowed to play. Just give him a run of games. And now he's starting to play well.
He's way into form because of injuries, and obviously Jose's falling out with Bailly. Between the two, he's been afforded extra time that he wouldn't have usually gotten. Do you know what I mean? So
even that's circumstantial.
He's been quite fortunate in the sense that Bailly fell out with Jose at the end of last season, and then Phil Jones has been injured. And Rojo can't stay fit either. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where it's circumstantial, and he sold Daily Blind. So
he's playing well for Ajax and Holland now as well.
Yeah. And so Memphis is playing well for Holland as well, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it is what it is. You know what I mean? The Mourinho effect. That's what I call it, blood. When man leave and then they just find form. Yeah,
it's true. It does happen time and time again. And the thing is, excuse me. The thing is, we've seen it happen before under Jose, and it's like it's just going to be a repeating pattern. I know this might sound like a silly question to you because you just touched on it, but what are the reasons? Because I know what your answer is already. Why wouldn't you give Jose money in January? Because there's talks that the board are going to give him, like 80 million and stuff like that. Because I certainly wouldn't like for him to just continue to mess it up. And plus, if he goes in the summer, then the next manager's got to deal with some of the dead signings that he's made as well. May as well just leave it as we are, try and scrape top 4. and then see what happens in Pastures New. But do you agree with that? Why would you not give him money?
Bruv, if they were going to give him 80 million in Jan, why don't you give it to him in the summer so he could have just bought Toby? It don't make no sense. That's why I believe it's bullshit. I don't believe they're going to give him money in Jan because 1, January signings don't typically do well, and 2, they definitely don't do well for us. The last January signing was Alexis Sanchez, bruv. Man still ain't hit 4 more now. So. Like, what are you going to give him money for, blood? Like, to bring in who? Like, who's selling their best assets in January? No one.
Doesn't normally happen. That's a big reason as well. Like,
Sanchez was allowed to leave because he had 6 months left on his contract. That's the only reason. Or else he wouldn't have been allowed to leave Arsenal. You don't get top players, in January. Like, it doesn't fucking happen. So, for them to give him money, what's he going to bring in, blood? Like, his signings have been diabolical, blood.
You can't trust it. I can't trust him.
Like, he's probably had less successful signings, than LVG. That's how bad it is. Because when you look at the amount of man, Jose's brought in 11 man, but at the end of the day, when you look at all of them, how many can you say that were a hit? Pogba was coming anyway. So, like, we'll put Pogba out of this situation.
Zlatan did all right.
Zlatan came and went, blood, though, in 1 year. He done all right.
Yeah, but got injured because he's just
old. He got injured because he's old and he was overplayed. He didn't rest Zlatan. Even when
Zlatan was here, remember we was calling for him to spend some time on the bench because we played really slow with him.
And bare chances, blood, and he weren't mobile. You know what I'm saying? Zlatan was missing. But if Zlatan didn't miss chances, like, we would have finished a lot higher up.
And he still got 28 goals.
And he still got 28
goals. It shows
goals.
that's just because the guy's got it in him, like, to finish when he wants to. But just with our play, he was detrimental to our play. Exactly.
We were playing for him the way we could play for Lukaku if he had a touch, but he don't. You know the ones there, like, because Zlatan, you could play for him and get it up into him. But we played a very specific way, and it was detrimental to us because we relied on him. Because that style of play with the one man up top that Jose likes. No one don't play like that no more. Do you know what I mean? Football's a lot more fluid now, but we played for Zlatan. It was all right, but really it wasn't good enough because when he wasn't playing, we looked shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we burnt him out, and he ended up getting his first serious injury of his career.
Which fair play to him, managed to come back from, but not at Premier League level.
So Zlatan and Mkhitaryan, like Zlatan was a free transfer, and it was okay, but it wasn't amazing. Mickey died, blood. Do you know what I mean? Sanchez, I wouldn't say he's died because, like, he can still come good, but so far he's been shit.
There's some serious question marks over him.
What do
to me,
I don't think he doesn't down the middle.
Jose's never going to do it though. Look, as soon as Lukaku's going to get fit, we know Sanchez is not playing up front. But for me, he looks like it's not going to work. Like, he just looks like he's not part of the group. There's a few rumours this week coming out of the paper saying that some of the United players have said, like, he doesn't even shine in training. Like, he looks like, not the ugly duckling, but like the one that's just a bit separate from the group. Like, I worry for him. I think he's going to be another Di Maria. I hope I'm wrong, because I think there's a player in there, but I think he's destined to be another Di Maria. And if his wages weren't such a sticking point, I think he could have been out here all January and then coming in summer. I just don't think it's worked. I don't think he wants to be there. He doesn't look like he's enjoying himself. Partly the Jose thing, yes, because he's been played into, like, not exhaustion, but played in bad form, then not playing in his best position, and then in and out the side, and then
it hasn't been managed well.
It just hasn't.
His situation ain't been managed well, so you could say that was a touch and go signing. Eric Bailly, like, you're not playing him, so that has to be a bad signing, even though I think he's a good player and he should be playing. Lindelof, he's coming into form now and he looks like a tidy player, bruv. But he's only one mistake away from holding bench.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Matic is just one mistake away from continuing to stay in the team.
But that's what I'm saying. I told, man. Do you know what I mean? Matic is a shambles. You know what I mean? And then who else? We got Lukaku as well, bruv.
You've seen how
again, absolute shambles. You know what I mean? These all your man, yeah, like should be dropped. Like I said, in the Man City game, out of all his signings, only 2 of them made our starting 11 compared to Pep's 7. Do you know what I mean? So you spent all of this money and only 2 of your men were good enough to make our starting 11. So that shows that you fucking shit our money away. Fred,
diarrhea like that.
50 odd million for Fred, yeah, and you can't bring him on against Man City.
Madness.
He played against Man City in the Champions League last season.
And battered them up as well.
Battered them up, but he's not good enough to play for us. Why? Because you're killing, man. Because he looked better in a worse team. You see what I'm trying to say? So when you look at all the man he's brought in, like, they're not good enough, bruv, because he's killing them, and also they weren't good signings. So it's a combination of him not being able to get the best out of them and them man not being good enough to get out of club.
And the players we already had are struggling as well. So there you go. That just hits the nail on the head.
Well, there you
I want to talk about someone.
Go.
I want to talk about someone, Rants. Romelu Lukaku, a.k.a. Jay-Z, a.k.a. Nas, a.k.a. Stormzy, a.k.a. Big Boy from Outkast.
No, it's horrible, bruv. It's horrible. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is actually horrible.
They were good. You know what? For those of you lot don't know, though, you're taking a piss out of Rom, and rightly so, because he is a dead rapper, dead footballer as well. But the lyrics he's actually putting out there is a big tune, like Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt. Like, this isn't a hip-hop channel, music channel, but I'm just doing a bit of, like, quick little history check.
But why is he doing that?
He's ruining that. Like, you're ruining my football experience, Rom. Yeah, let me tell you this. You're ruining my football experience.
I'm trying to ruin the hip-hop experience.
On a weekend. And when I try and my music, like, I'm a DJ, innit? So when I try and get away from the football, I like to engross in some music. You're messing that up too. You're taking a piss out of that as well, bruv. Now I can't go and listen to Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt album no more. I can't listen to my favourite tune, The Evils, because you come with your dead bars.
Bruv,
dead karaoke.
Bruv, you know what it is, yeah? You see with me, yeah? Like, you have to judge the audience, the atmosphere. Bro, like, you're dying on the pitch. Like, stay inside.
Maybe he's trying to get a new craft.
Nah, fam. Don't.
Football's not his thing.
You can't be releasing videos and that like that, bruv. Like, you see when you're scoring goals, bruv, when you're scoring goals and doing bits, you're allowed to leak all these things, bruv. Timing is everything. But you see when you ain't scored a goal, yeah, in God knows how long, bruv. Like, man ain't scored a goal since the old pound coins. You know them ones there, blood.
And the fat 50p's.
Yeah, the fat 50p's, blood. You know what I'm saying? And the paper £5 notes, blood. Man ain't scored a goal for time. What are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. You see when you're on form, you can do them things. Yeah. But you see when you're dying a slow death, cuz, like, stay inside, blood. Draw your curtains,
inspiration.
Put on Netflix and chill, rude boy. That's it.
Watch some videos of when you used to be like all right, or when you used to be bagging in form.
That's what I'm saying. Watch some YouTube clips of R9.
What I want to see is him on the training field practicing finishing.
But you see
Put up a video of that.
But this is it. Man's in the booth. You know what I mean? Man needs to be in the box.
To be fair, he's injured, so he can't put up.
No, I don't care.
But then put up a video of you playing Football Manager or something.
Yeah, but like, fire in the booth, blood. Man's fire in the box. Get in the box.
And Jesse done the reply, fire in the closet.
Yeah, bro. Jesse's just trolling him because that's what it deserved. Do you know what I'm saying? Honestly, be in the box, rude boy. That's where you need to be. That's where you should be doing your work. Not the booth, in the box, blood. Big rectangle. Put the ball in the rectangle, blood. Ron, that's all you need to do.
If you're watching this, like Rance is saying, mate, be a fire in the box, not a fire in the booth, yeah? That's all we want. Fire on the pitch, fire on the box. That's all we want. Like, music's a big part of my life too, but you don't see me trying to do rap videos and trying to do karaoke. Like, you're not going to get on Carpool with James Corden. You're not.
Carpool,
You're not.
More like car park, blood. That's where man shots go. You know what's there? Fam, I'm tired, innit? Stop that.
Please just let it go. That was wrong. The last one I want to touch on, though, on a bit more seriousness, is I can't remember who done it in the comments on Twitter before. What realistically now, last topic of today, what realistically now is
our target for this season?
Yeah, and that one was good.
Top 4, blood. If we finish 4th, it'll be a fucking miracle, blood. I'm being real, blood.
I said on the Sunday show as well that I still think we can get it. We're not completely out of it, but it will be tough.
We can get it if we change managers, yeah, and get an influx of confidence. Otherwise,
we're not going to change. We're not going to change.
Exactly. So we're screwed, blood. Understand that. Do you know what I mean? That 4th would be an app, brother. I'll celebrate 4th.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I'd celebrate.
That is not. That's not a look at these guys all of a sudden celebrating. That's like reevaluating your scenario and thinking, well, this is best case scenario.
Yeah, innit? Man are not challenging for nothing. We're already out the League Cup, so we've got a chance to win 2 trophies. We're not going to win the Champions League, but we technically can, but we can't.
Yeah.
Same.
We can because we're in it. Yeah, but we won't win it.
We can't. And then the FA Cup, blood, like the league, we're not going to challenge for it, let alone win it. So man, have to be realistic. Like realistically, yeah, 4th would be beautiful.
And you're looking at 4th, yeah. If you think about it, like I said on the Sunday show, girls, for you guys who saw it, Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. That's the top 3. So really, it's us, Spurs, and Arsenal
for one spot.
And Spurs look the strongest out of us 3.
Yeah, easy.
So boy, it's
and
peak.
Spurs didn't sign no one last season, and
that's embarrassing.
So how did we finish 2nd above them? Yeah, we strengthened, they didn't, but now they're better than us.
So where's all the man saying now? Yeah, but because even up to the end of last season, why are you moaning in the off season? We finished 2nd though. He got us to 2nd, and this is what I was saying. It doesn't mean nothing.
It
was a fake. We was the worst 2nd place team that's probably ever been in the history of the league, and we were 19 points off top, playing the same way we're playing now. Get out of here with that second bullshit.
2nd, blood. As I said, Liverpool were challenging for the Champions League. They were in the Champions League final. They were dropping points in the Prem that they wouldn't have dropped if they weren't challenging for the Champions League, blood. Do you know what I mean? There's other situations and other circumstances that made us finish 2nd. So I'm not saying, but we finished 2nd. We weren't the 2nd best team in the league when we finished 2nd.
Easily not.
It was a false dawn. And now you're seeing why it was a fucking false dawn, because Jose was papering over cracks. We were shit last season, but we made it look good. But now there's no hiding, bruv. How are we strengthening on the team that we had last season? Spurs didn't buy no one, but they're better than us. Explain that then if we're better than them.
All comments welcome. All comments welcome, please explain it. Guys, we've had to do a slightly quicker show today due to the international break and us being in a different location. But listen, it's always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Keep supporting the United Stand, keep liking, sharing, subscribing. I'm FlexUTD on Instagram and Twitter.
And it's at Rants and Bants on Instagram and Twitter.
There you go. And follow the United Stand Instagram as well. We're trying to boost that as well, get more interactive with you guys. It's been a pleasure. Next game will be Crystal Palace at home, expecting a win. But also away from that, we're going to be at the Munich Memorial Foundation dinner coming up this Friday. Mark's going to be at the game. Sophie's going to be there as well. So is Craig. Look forward to that. We've got a lot of content coming this week, starting from Friday night, and some interviews with some very important people. Some of the doctors coming over from Munich hospital who helped treat the players when the air tragedy happened to the Busby Babes. So amazing content coming up. And then obviously fan cams and get match reactions. So see you guys then, Friday and Saturday. Peace.